Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox, and this is probably the last one of the day of the long forms. Now, when Matheson resigned this morning, he did so at what Humza Yousaf can only call the worst possible moment. And that's because he did it before FMQs. If you'd have waited half an hour or so, got until after FMQs and resigned, then Humza would have had a whole week to spin and prepare for his questioning. But because Matheson went early, Humza had to stand there today and take it like a man. And of course he didn't, because he is not that kind of person. The questions were asked and it was bluster and bluff. And yet strangely, even now, he's still trying to protect Michael Matheson. Now we have to ask, and this is a very important question, what is in that report that we have yet to see? But what is in that report that is so bad that despite months of hanging on, Matheson walked immediately? There has got to be something in there that he knows is not going to fly. It's going to cost him. And so he's gone, right, bank, I've got to go. I've just got to go now. And he's off. He's gone. There must be something in there. And yet Humza is still defending him. It's very, very awkward. Anyway, we'll take a look at this in what could be one of the very last FMQs for Humza Yousaf. Who knows? Let's see. Here goes. So as I say, we are at the last one of the day. So do please, if you're someone who's yet to subscribe, do please hit that subscribe button. It's days like this where you see the stuff come out and you appreciate the amount of stuff that you have to get through. You see why you don't want to miss any. Plus, like I say, it really, really massively helps the channel because of the way the algorithm works. And we can get out and grow further and wider. And more people can see the things that are going on. The shadiness, the corruption, and the constant secrecy. And I cannot wait to see what that report on Matheson says. But anyway, we'll have a look at this. It's FMQs. Like I say, it could well be one of the very last that he does. We still haven't heard yet at the time of recording this. By the time you see it, we may have more news. But at the time of the recording, we still don't know if Kate Forbes will be the health secretary or if she shuns it. We know if she refuses, then that's definitely a leadership bid. But anyway, get on with here. Humza Yousaf's reputation in tatters as he continues to be the human shield for Michael Matheson at FMQs. Now, it must be bad. There must be something there. And yet he is still defending him. Does he not know? Or is he thinking that what it is isn't so bad? And why is he still defending the man who he has tied himself to the mast to for so long? Does he not understand that by defending him now, and then the worst of it comes out, that will be literally taking him down with it? You know what it's like? You know, there's the fan, and incoming, goes everywhere, doesn't it? First Minister struggled to defend why he did not sack his health secretary as Douglas Ross attacked him, and the SNP claiming that it lost the trust of the public due to this scandal. It's lost the trust of the public over a lot of things, but this one is particularly bad because it was the defence of corruption. It was the defence of criminality and attempted fraud on the people of Scotland. And Humza Yousaf backed him to the hilt. And we don't even know yet what's on that iPad. And I'm wondering if it's the iPad contents that's caused him to walk because there's something pretty degenerate on them. Who knows? Anyway, Humza Yousaf's reputation is in tatters. And he has made the SNP untrustworthy over his loyal backing to Michael Matheson, who sensationally quit his role as health secretary minutes before FMQs this morning. He was accused of being a human shield for the failed nationalist figures. Matheson's timing could have been better. I don't know why why did he resign at that point and didn't wait until after FMQs and then announced it. That would have been the correct thing to do from a political point of view. So you have to wonder why. Did he do it deliberately? Did he deliberately do it in order to make Humza Yousaf have a bad time? It's very, very weird, isn't it? Anyway, the First Minister faced scathing criticism from both Scottish Tory leader Douglas Ross and the Scottish Labour's Anna Sawar over his unwavering commitment to his ally. And he repeatedly refused to sack Matheson, despite him attempting to bill the taxpayers £11,000 for a data roaming bill he racked up abroad. You know, fondling in Morocco. He spent weeks defending this, even describing his friend as a man of integrity and honesty, apart from all the lying and the attempted fraud. He even attempted to shut down any concerns about the scandal by insisting that the matter was closed. And we remember that. It's about a month and a half ago now. He said, the matter is closed. And we were all going, no, the matter is not closed. The matter will never be closed. You may want it closed, Humza Yousaf, but we ain't letting go of this. And we were like dogs with a bone, weren't we? Anyway, just a few months later, Matheson has now quit his role amid a parliamentary probe being launched into his behaviour. He was forced into a humiliating climb down at Holyrood as he finally threw his kids under the bus and said that they did it. It wasn't me, it was me kids. What a horrible little man. I mean, little as in small character. You know, what kind of man, seriously though, what kind of man throws his children, you know, out like that and says, no. You don't. You protect your children. You stand up and say you made the mistake. And even if it was your children, you take the blame. That's your role as a father, to do what he's done. Just goes to show what a little, really shit he is. And he's got no integrity, has he? There's nothing about him anymore. He lies, he steals, he's got no integrity, he's got no ability. And that's before you even look at the failure as a health as a health minister. Anyway, getting back to FMQs, Mr. Ross was damning in his questions to Mr. Yousaf, whose only response was to once again bash Boris Johnson. Oh yes, because it's Boris Johnson's fault, isn't it? A line he's used in every FMQ since taking over from Nicola Sturgeon. He does know that Boris Johnson hasn't been in charge for like over a year now, perhaps. The Scottish Tory leader said Humza Yousaf said the £11,000 claim was a legitimate parliamentary expense. The First Minister claimed months ago that the matter was closed. Humza Yousaf told me in this chamber that he had absolute and full confidence in Michael Matheson. He said Michael Matheson was a man of integrity and honesty, and he backed him to the hilt. Most of Scotland has known from the start that Michael Matheson was dishonest. Humza Yousaf's own reputation is in tatters over this scandal. He looks weak. And he's right. He is. There's a man who's tied himself to Matheson so tightly that now that it's all come out, he's got nowhere to go. He is linked to Matheson. He's defended. He says that what Matheson has done was right and proper. And let's see what's right and proper when the full report comes out. Trust in Humza Yousaf's government is gone. The SNP's credibility is gone. Michael Matheson is gone. But Humza Yousaf, the human shield, is still here defending him. How can anybody trust a single word this SNP government ever says again? Well, most people didn't trust it beforehand, but they certainly don't trust it now. The First Minister once again defended Matheson, claiming that he'd just made a mistake. Yes, it's a mistake if you try it once. It's not a mistake when you commit fraud and then lie, and then knowingly lie, not once, but twice. That's not a mistake. That's criminal behaviour. Someone who attempts fraud and then completely lies several times needs to be investigated. He said he apologised for it. Yes, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry I attempted to fraud the Scottish taxpayer. I'm very sorry I lied about it several times. Very sorry I threw my kids under the bus to try and protect my worthless carcass and keep myself in a job that I need because I need the money to stop my wife from walking out on me as she thinks I'm a despicable piece of lowlife for using my children to defend my reputation. The former SNP minister did not once do that in his resignation. Apologised, that is. Anyway, mistakes can happen. This is Ross continues, says, mistakes can happen. He said that the ex-Health Secretary had served Scotland for decades and should be afforded due process. And as it's coming to its conclusion, Michael has come to the conclusion himself that he should stand down, and I, of course, have accepted his resignation. Sorry, this is Humza Yousaf saying that. And of course, he's had to accept the resignation. What can he do? Say, no, you don't resign? I mean, it's bad, isn't it? It's bad. But we need to know. We need to know what it is that's caused him to walk after months of refusing and after months of being protected. And then all of a sudden, the report comes out and bang, he's walked. There's something in there. And I have a feeling. I just don't know, but I think maybe they've examined his iPad and they've found what he was watching. Maybe. Mr. Yousaf then launched into a rant about how the Conservatives talked about integrity in public life, and it'll be quite galling for those listening, he said. Douglas Ross called Boris Johnson... Are we still on about Johnson? Douglas Ross called Boris Johnson an honest man. That would be the Johnson who lied about Partygate. That would be the Conservatives who awarded PPE contracts to their pals. Oh, you don't want to go there, do you, mate? That's not a good one. And if there's one party that's no integrity, it's the Conservatives. Well, there's many parties with no integrity. Let's be honest, they're all awful. Parties are all awful. But, you know, don't be having a go at a man, Boris Johnson, who hasn't been in power for over a year, when you yourself are still there and still defending a man who may have done some of the most awful things. So, I mean, you know, don't be getting on no high horse, Humza. It's a long way down off that high horse. Scottish Tory MSP, Ros McCall said, whataboutery has always been the preserve of the cybernats and trolls, and it appears to have taken over the entire Scottish government narrative today. Fellow Conservative MSP Jamie Halco Johnson said, this was a pathetic attempt by hapless Humza to defend Michael Matheson. He should have sacked the shamed health minister when he had the chance. Yousaf is now weaker than ever. He was always weak, though, wasn't he? He was always someone spineless, brainless, useless, and now friendless. And then he's got to resort to bending the knee and trying to bring Kate Forbes in. And we know why he wants to bring Kate Forbes in. It's to blunt the instrument, to blunt her sword. Because if she's inside the party, she can't, or inside the tent, pissing out, she can't challenge for leadership. And that's why I think she will not accept the offer as health secretary. And at the moment she refuses it, he's finished. Can't wait! What is it? Oh, it's so exciting, isn't it? It's so exciting. We'll round off, we'll come up, and we'll finish the video. It's days like these that make you know you're living, isn't it? It's the excitement of what's going to happen next. It's so fast moving. There's so many things at play. And not just on one story. Lots and lots of stories. And this is why I say, yeah, you really want to be subscribed, because I am going to bang these through all the time. 1, 2, 3. We were going to be machine gunning this, and every little nuance, we're going to examine it. Long form, short form, flash videos, all sorts. You don't want to miss. I'm honestly, this is one of the most exciting days of politics for such a long time, with so much going on, and all of it fantastic. Thank you very much for watching. Like I say, last one of the day, do hit the button. Till next time, stay safe, stay well. Keep an eye out for some flash videos, because there's bound to be some, which means they'll probably be out of order. By the time you see this, there might have been upgrades which I'll have put in through the day. But forgive that, I can't control. I don't own a time machine. But I do have all the boyish enthusiasm and all the excitement of someone who knows that shit's going down. Till next time, stay safe, stay well, and I will speak to you later. Bye.